Hey everybody, welcome to a new video, and today we are talking about the PSN store. Originally the PSN store started back in 2006 and had a rocky start, but eventually became a dependable place to buy digital games pretty much. So with the news that's coming out now, and it was pretty much leaked, Sony hasn't made an official announcement yet, but it looks like the PSN store is going away this summer. I kind of expected this for a while now. I thought it would have been done earlier. I got most of my games that I want off of the store as of last year. But trying to go through it now, I'm going to kind of do some more investigation to see if there's anything else that I might want before it actually shuts down. Because you're not going to really have access to these games again unless they are on Steam or something like that. It seems like I guess Sony figures nobody cares about these games anymore, and it's just time. It's ran its course, and that's okay. That's fine. Now, being that the store is shutting down, that doesn't mean certain online servers are going to be shutting down. You can still play certain games online if the online is still available for that game. Now, even though the store is possibly shutting down in the summer, it doesn't mean that you won't be able to re-download certain games that you've already bought. If you already bought a game, it'll be available on your account. That stuff is archived, so you can always have access to it. Now, when you look at Sony's terms and conditions, they can actually take that away from you. I mean, basically, if you buy digital content, you really have no rights against them. So if they want to take that access away to re-downloading stuff that you've already bought, they can do that. I don't think they're going to do that. They just probably want to just get rid of the store, and whoever has certain items, they can have access to those items for however long or whatever like that. Now, realizing this years ago about the terms and conditions, you're not really buying these games. You're just buying the right to play them for a while, which is crazy. So that's why I kind of turned away from digital content. I always go for that physical media. I just feel well, obviously you own it. If you own the game, the real physical copy of the game, when it comes to digital, it's just different. And now we're finding out how different it is. Once they shut the online store down, you're not going to be able to access those games again unless they put them on another online service, which I doubt that Sony's going to do. So we'll see what happens. I think this is going to be very interesting. Didn't want to make this video too long, but there is something I wanted to tell you guys that are possibly starting to collect 7th gen video games, I want to say PS3, Xbox 360, or even Wii, especially with the PS3. If you are collecting physical games for that system, make sure you are putting the games in your PlayStation system and letting them patch or install. There's nothing worse than having to sit and wait for a game, install updates, and then wait for a mandatory install when you just want to play the game. I want to say about 5 months ago, and this is the second time this has happened to me, my PlayStation 3 hard drive went out. The first time went out with no warning or anything like that, so I lost all my data because at that time I didn't have the PSN and it wasn't uploading my saves to the cloud pretty much, so that sucked, especially with a lot of RPGs. The second time it happened, I noticed that the PlayStation was kind of slowing down, and I was like, what's going on here? So I just started backing up my saves just in case. They were already uploaded to the cloud, but I made sure, just in case, hey, let me just take precaution and whatnot. And soon enough, that hard drive went out a couple weeks later. So just want to put it out there, you guys. Put those games in the system, let them install, and get your updates out there, because if you're like me and I have over 100 PS3 games, you could imagine all the updates and installs that needs to do when I lost all my data pretty much. So I want those games to be able to be played immediately when I put them into the PS3. I don't want to have to deal with any patches or any installs. So for those of you that are collecting games over 100 games, over a certain amount of games that exceeds your hard drive space, make sure you are putting those games in so they can patch and be ready to go when you want to play them, because the early 2000, mid 2000 technology for the PS3 system is just pretty slow, and it's a nightmare to reinstall all those games to your hard drive with patches and everything like that. And also, I wanted to throw this in there too: back up your hard drive on your PS3 just in case something goes down. You don't have to do all the manual installs again and all that craziness. Have a backup hard drive so you can just kind of redo your system if something ever goes wrong with it. With this news too, guys, when these games disappear as digital releases, the physical copies will be sought after. So if you don't want to pay a certain price or whatnot for those games, either get them now or get them as digital, before, it's gone, because there's nothing worse than trying to get a game when it's hot. Yeah, especially an old school game. Think back when DuckTales went off the PlayStation Store and how everybody was going crazy for the physical copy of that game. They put it back on the store, but just remember that how crazy it got when that happened. But anyways, guys, that's all I wanted to put out there. I'll let you guys know if there's any more worthy news when Sony makes their official announcement about the PlayStation Store for the PS3, Vita, and the PSP. If you remember that store, wow. I can't believe that was still actually going. But what games will you possibly buy before the store closes for those systems? Let me know in the comments. I recommend people buy Hydrophobia. If you saw my Hydrophobia video, that is a $2 game that I think people should pick up. It's worth the price. And in a couple of months, it'll be gone off the PSN. Even though you can still get it on Steam, and I believe you can still get it on Xbox as well. But anyways, guys, let me know what games you'll pick up in the comments. That's all I got for you, Radical Reggie, and I will see you all later.